Oh. So in today's video, I'm going to see how good my golf can be when only using 4 clubs. So I'll be honest, this wasn't my original idea for today's video. So a couple of days ago, I did a video on beginner golfers buying new golf clubs, and I mentioned how you don't necessarily need to go out and buy a lot of clubs. And in the video, I mentioned somebody called Dan, who works on my website with me, a bit on my YouTube stuff, and kind of my unofficial brand manager. Well, Dan being Dan, sent me a lovely message after that, saying cheers for the mention in your latest video. Still don't think you could break 80 using my 3 clubs. Because in that video, I mentioned that Dan started playing golf maybe 4 or 5 years ago, has probably got about 10, 11 clubs, but he made the comment to me that when he plays, he only ever tees off with driver, hits 7-iron from everywhere, uses his sand wedge from everywhere, and then ultimately puts out. So I thought, you know what, be a great challenge, wouldn't it? I can't get on the golf course because I'm in England, but I can use my TrackMan simulator. So it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable in England. I thought, where better, let's head out to Hawaii, 18 holes, and let's see if I can break 80 using only those 3 clubs, because TrackMan will auto put relative to my standard according to strokes gained. So just before we head out to Hawaii, what I would like to do is, if it's your first video down here on my channel, welcome you down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back as ever. If while you're watching today's video, you're enjoying the content and you don't currently subscribe, I would love you to push the button below, ring the notification bell, then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's see if I can break 80 using only 3 golf clubs. So for me, this is a really interesting little challenge as well, because obviously I normally carry 14 clubs. I know how far I hit every single club. Does it help me shoot super low scores all the time? Absolutely not. But it kind of makes me kind of go back to when I first started playing golf, when I only had half a set. I think I maybe had 6 or 7 clubs in my bag, and I had to be very creative with the clubs I had for in between distances. And it really made me quite imaginative as a player. And I definitely feel I've lost that over the years because of launch monitors and things like that. So first hole, par 4, 347 yards. Very typical this for a game of golf for me as well. I've literally had 2 practice swings as a loosener. Let's get going and see what I can shoot. Just drifting. It's all right though. Right, so middle of the fairway, 88 yards. So, like I said, I've got driver, my Titleist TSI 3. I've got my 7-iron, which is my TaylorMade P7MB. I've got my 56-degree Vokey, and obviously I don't need to use putter because of automatic putting, but 88 should be a reasonable yardage for me. Little bit right. Stay there. Didn't want the spin. And 2 putts for par. Now, I don't think on this hole I can get there with 2 7-irons, but it's probably not a driver off the tee. But let's hit driver and see where that gets me up to. A little bit low off the face. Okay, fairway bunker. So similar length shot to the last hole, but out the sand, it's not going to come out quite as well. So I might be able to hit this a little bit fuller. A little bit pulley. Stay there, sit. Pretty decent results. 16 feet. 2-putt par. So been no super putting so far. I was hoping I might have slotted one of those in to get under par, but reasonable start. Let's go driver again. Oh, that's definitely going to be down the right. So not a long one, not a great one either. Right, 137 out of the rough, but only 87% power. Hit 7 iron. Go down the grip a little bit and just try and take a little bit off this shot. Hold its line. Love that. Didn't have to be too creative with that. And another 2-putt. Right, so definitely that last tee shot kind of lost my focus a little bit on what I was doing. So I've got to try and get that focus back a little bit and get a good one away on this hole. Is it not quite going to turn? Right, it's 231 out of the rough, not reaching, so 7 iron out. Let's try and get in position. Let's just hang on a little bit. A little bit lucky, but in play. Right, 98 yards. This should be a perfect number for my 56 degree. Needs to go a little bit. Ooh, I came up a little short than I thought. Oh, just off the green. Okay, 10 yards, little chip shot. Ooh, didn't release like I wanted. 5.5 feet. 2-putt bogey. That's a bad mistake on the last hole. I had a perfect number. Didn't quite hit the sand iron, chipped poorly and missed the putt. So 167, full 7 iron. Oh, that's left. Not a very good swing, not a great shot. So 22 yards. I always find the short game quite difficult on simulators. Oh, just rolling on a little bit. Let's get into that range where it's not a guaranteed 1-putt though. 9 feet past, bit clumsy. 2-putt bogey. So very much as I tend to find it on this, that kind of when I miss a green, I make bogey. I just don't chip it close enough. And to be fair, that's probably true in my normal golf, that if I hit a lot of greens, my putting's quite strong. So the simulator kind of highlighting that a little bit for me. But this one, par 4, just under 350. Strike was good. I'm going to be in that trap. Right, so this is a tough one. 102, but it's only going to come out 82%. And the front edge of the green is 87 yards. So it's a funny one. I'm not sure I can actually get there with 56. So I'm going to go to my 7 iron and try and just play almost like a long pitch to get it there. Be lucky. No, that's awful. And that's just the wrong shot, really. And this, like I said at the start, this is kind of where I definitely don't play those shots and practice those shots enough nowadays. So definitely a lack of creativity in my game. Oh. One on the last green release, that one's dug in. So 25 feet, need to get lucky. 2-putt bogey, par 5. Okay, so first things first, let's get driver in play, hopefully. A little bit out the toe. Not a good one. So I was kind of hoping if I'd have got one in play, I might have been able to get there in 2, but not to be. A little bit thin, but into position. Right, 96 yards. So again, should be a good number, but I did come up just a fraction short on the last one. I'm still going to hit a full one. It should be absolutely spot on. Just right at the flag. Oh, and that's suddenly been big. Maybe just a touch downhill, and I didn't really think that'd go that much further. So 16 yards. Again, Mr. No Short Game. Wow. And this is where it's tough, because I'd say I'd back myself to be holding more putts than I'm doing on here. But it is using strokes gained for a scratch player. Now, potentially I might put better than a scratch player, but ultimately here, the fact that I'm missing greens with not overly difficult shots and then not chipping it close enough is costing me. So 188, 10 yards downhill. Right, so I don't think 7's quite enough, but I can't hit a little driver, so I'm going to try and squeeze as much out of 7-iron as I can. So I've ripped it, but it's left again. Right, greenside bunker shot, 26 yards. Oh, that one stopped. Another 10-footer. Yes, finally a 1-putt. Right, so got out of jail a little bit on that last hole. So again, this is going to be driver. Felt good. I've aimed down the right to try and turn it, and not done. Get lucky. Just past the first lot of trees. And actually, not too bad a shot. So 86% power. Okay, so 7-iron down the grip. Like the shot I hit on one of the earlier holes. Well, solid. Is it just going to stay on? No. Right, so 30 foot from the flag's not actually that far away, but definitely missed that on the wrong side. And again, that one of my weaknesses is going flag chasing all the time. Okay, 10 yards. Oh dear. And I think we can see there exactly what I mean about just no feel with these short ones inside. I mean, I've hit that double the distance I needed to. Right, so this one's a little bit uphill. And then that one almost stopping dead when it lands. So 1-putt bogey. So running out of shots very, very quickly. So par 5 to come. So I need to be better on the back 9 than I was on the front 9. Down the left, get over the trap. Right, so it's going to make the green out of range. Right, okay, so let's try and just maybe not hit this one fully down the fairway. Try and leave myself a decent distance in. Okay, right, so not really played that how I wanted. I was trying to leave myself near a 150 there. I've ended up leaving myself 123. Okay, so down the grip. Looks like a 9 o'clock pitch shot for me. Too far. Get back on the green. Nope. 22 yards. So again, into this area that I'm struggling with. Got a chance. Good little shot, but got to be making some birdies on the par fives. Right, so I'm 5 over after 10. I want you to comment below and let me know if you think I'm going to break 80. It's going to be tight, and I'm going to have to hit some good shots, hit some greens, hopefully make lots of pars. Even a birdie would be like gold dust at the moment. On the left again. Consistent today. Right, so 120 again, not good yardage really for me, but got to try and get one of these with a little 7-iron a bit closer. That is an absolute catastrophe. Right, 33 yards. Got to start hitting some good shots, otherwise I'm going to fail this challenge. That's big. Sit. Need some magic, and there is none. Oof, 130. So, theory is I should be learning and getting better at these shots. So, let's see how this one comes off. Not too bad direction-wise. Is it going to stay there? No. So it's a green hit, but I've now got a bunker in the way. Gonna make me chip it. 69 feet. So 23 yards. This would be a nice one to have to play to just nip off the green and not take a divot. Flag's disappeared. 2 feet, 1 putt par. So there's an interesting question for you, isn't it? How do you hit a green in regulation on a par 3 and only use your putter once, but only make par? Right, so par 4 now. Do we getting this one on the short stuff? Let's maybe go a little further down the right. Oh, needs to go. Right, so if anyone knows somewhere that's selling a brain, clearly the only place you can't go there is right, because it's out of bounds. Thank you. That's exactly where I've hit that one. So I reckon challenge might be pretty much done there. Another one, no fairway hit. 102. Too far for this, but I'm just going to try and squeeze as much as I can out of sand wedge. And it's amazing, isn't it? Because I'd say my biggest weakness on the golf course is when it's not going well, really losing interest, and can already feel myself. Even with this challenge, feel like I've got zero interest in gutting this one out and fighting it out. Triple bogey. Right, so it's a short par 5. Let's see if we can take advantage of this then. Let's have a big drive, try and make 3. Is it turning? No. Right then, so 7-iron, can't reach. Again, this is just trying to get kind of into a good distance for me. That's come out. Very strange. Didn't feel that left. But it's in position. 60 yards. So, normally about 70 is my 9 o'clock swing, so I need to be a little bit shorter than that. Stay there. Right, so I had a couple of camera issues, so we might have lost a hole or a hole and a half there, but I'm on the 16th tee. I need some birdies. Definitely struggled today. Definitely highlighting the fact that I really need to work on my golf game. Swing, every part of my golf game I need to work on. Felt a good swing. Am I going to hit a fairway? No. Right, 113 yards. Definitely not been playing the little 7 irons well, so I'm going to try and squeeze as much again out of sand wedge as I can. Nope. 19 yards. Could have done with that going in. Definitely need that little one back. 1 putt par. So I'm just teasing myself. Ooh, par 3. So I don't know what the par is actually. I think it's 72. So I think I'm going to need a birdie finish. At 142, awful yardage for me. That's a horrendous shot. Woo! Nearly done. 20 yards. Needs to be a little bit higher and softer. Too far. 3-putt double, and that'll absolutely finish me. Oh, I was hoping I was going to have dangle the carrot of potentially doing it, but absolutely not. I reckon I could have kicked it and scored this well today. Right, final hole. Fail. Challenge failed. Let's go again. So I was never going to get all the way down there at that length. Right, 37 yards. Not a lot of green to play with. And I think that shot pretty much sums up my game at the moment. No creativity. No ability to execute. 17 yards. Let's see if we can chip in. That one's dug in. 14 feet. Right, so let's look at the scorecard there. So 83 blows. Actually genuinely embarrassed. That's just so poor. Didn't even have that many really tough yardages. It wasn't that I couldn't reach the hole. But 83, well, so much work needed on my game. It is frightening. Right, so I don't really know where to start with that. I mean, first of all, can I break 80 with 3 clubs? No. I mean, I think you can hear from the tone of my voice now. It's just, I've got the simulator. I've got somewhere to practice and hit balls. Clearly showing that when I'm hitting balls, I'm not really getting better, if anything, getting worse. Like I said right at the end there, you know, it wasn't there. The frustrating thing for me there is, it's not that the holes were out of reach. It's the fact that I've had a lot of shots there, even with the sand wedge that I should be hitting closer, but I've got shots from say 110 to 140 yards where it's not that hard to hit a 7-iron on the green from that range. And I just literally there, through not practicing that at all, it shows how much that skill has, we'll say, diminished rather than I've lost it. So I don't think I've completely lost it. But I made the comment while I was playing there that my biggest personal challenge when I play golf is not having that battle to get through it when I'm struggling. And even playing on the simulator there, I kind of get the feeling like I don't want to play golf. I know it sounds horrible, you know, and I love my coaching, but I sometimes have such frustration with my own game and my lack of ability to execute the shot I know I can hit, but failed the challenge from Dan. So he'll bask in the glory that I've failed that. But I'm not just going to let that lie, to be fair. I'm not just going to sulk about it. I'm going to practice some of those shots, and I'm going to come back to that golf course, and I'm not just going to break 80. I'm going to shoot level par or better. I'm going to work really hard on those little intermediate shots from a 7-iron, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to practice with a little bit more purpose than I've been doing. Maybe just been working on maybe a bit too much style in the swing lately and not enough about trying to hit particular shots. So definitely need to get back onto that. Yeah, I mean, not very good today. So comment below, let me know what you think. It's a free shot, isn't it? I mean, it's been awful. I've hit it, not great, scored abysmally. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think me shooting level par or better is pie in the sky. Is that never ever going to happen, particularly when my short game's like is on the simulator? But guys, if you've enjoyed today's content, at my misfortune, obviously, I'd love you to hit that button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.